So in the previous recording, we had stopped with the various parts of eye, okay, internally. So here we discuss about the functional aspects of those parts, right, children? Do you remember the three layers: sclera, choroid, retina, right? Okay, sclera. Sclera is the outermost. It is tough and it is white in color. Okay, if you remember, I had told you this is eye. Okay, this is what is sclera. Okay, then is choroid. Choroid is a layer which has good supply of blood, vascular in nature. Okay, it has melanin in it. Melanin is the coloring pigment. So the iris, the eye color is shown by iris. That is what is this. This is iris. Okay, and this is pupil. So this choroid, if you remember the diagram, comes to the front. It comes in the front and it leaving a small opening. So this is iris, this is pupil. Okay, children. So iris regulates, like based on the light. The iris will either work with the circular muscles, reduce the pupil or increase the pupil based on the light. If the light is too strong, if a strong beam of light is passing, the pupil will become small. If the beam of light is not very strong, the pupil will be widening. Okay, this widening or like dilation or constriction is done with the help of the muscles of the iris. Okay, that's a function of the eyelid. Pupil permits light to pass through. Then we come to, and yeah, function of choroid is it prevents the light rays from reflecting. Okay. Retina. Retina is the third layer, the innermost layer, which has the sensory cells of vision, the rods and cones. And these rods and cones are concentrated at a particular place in eye. Okay. The rods and cones are more at certain point. Okay. And that certain point is known as yellow spot. Yellow spot has another name, macula lutea or fovea centralis. So yellow spot is the spot on the retina, which is the area of best vision. It's the area of best vision because it has many cones there. Okay, what are cones? Cones are the cells which help us to see things in bright light. They have the pigment known as iodopsin. Iodopsin. Look at the spelling. iodopsin. Okay. They are also known as visual violet. Okay. They help us to see in bright light. There are other cells known as rod cells. Rod cells help us to see in dim light when there is no current. Suddenly the current goes off. We are not able to see anything. But after a few seconds, we are able to see things in not very brightly, which are not brightly visible to our eyes. So dim light vision is possible because of rods. The rods have the pigment known as rhodopsin. rhodopsin. It's psin. Don't make it spin. It's not spin. It's rhodopsin. Okay, or visual purple, right, children? So these rods and cones help us to see things well, whether in bright light or in dim light, right, children? So area of best vision is there. So there should be an area of no vision. Area of no vision is also there on retina at certain point. When the optic nerves are emerging from the eyeball, the point at which the optic nerve goes out, it goes out of the eyeball, we have a point known as area of no vision. Okay, that is known as blind spot. Okay, right. Now we go to adaptations of eye. So now we go with the space that is present in eyeball. In the front, we have some space known as aqueous chamber. After lens, we have some space known as vitreous chamber. So the space between the cornea and the lens is aqueous chamber. How is it actually? If this is the eyeball, if this is the cornea, okay, this is cornea, and here is the lens. So this space is aqueous chamber. Okay. Aqueous chamber has the fluid, aqueous humor. Okay. And what's its function? Its function is to moisten the lens. This is lens. It helps in moistening the lens and protect it. And one more function is it refracts light. Okay. It refracts light. Next one is vitreous chamber. This is vitreous chamber. Okay. And this vitreous chamber has vitreous humor. Look at the spelling, children. It is vitreous, vitreous, vitreous humor. Okay. What's its function? So this fluid helps in protecting retina. So here we have the sclera, choroid, and retina. So it protects the retina and nerve ending. Okay. Nerve ending. It maintains or keeps the shape of the eye. The sclera is a structure which gives shape to the eye, but vitreous chamber maintains the shape of the eye. So you should understand the difference between the two. Which is responsible for the shape of the eye? It is sclera, which maintains vitreous chamber. Right, children? Now, a few terms. First term is accommodation. Look at the spelling of this word. ACCOMMO. There are two C's, two M's. Okay. Accommodation is the process of focusing of our eye at an object. See, how our eye is able to focus at an object is its way of accommodating and taking the image. For example, if we want to, now I'm maybe 2.5 feet away from the monitor. Okay, so this is called as my near vision. So when my vision is between me and the object is less than 6 meters, my lens is like this. Eye lens is like this. When I want to see distance objects, like objects which are far off, distant objects which are far off, maybe from here the next building which is 50 or 60 feet away, my lens becomes like this, thinner. It comes closer. Okay, our eye lens is biconcave. So when I'm seeing the objects which are close to my eyes, for example, if I want to read this book, okay, if I want to read this book, my eyes, okay, my eye lens will become like this. It will bulge. Okay. When it is seeing objects which are far off, it becomes thinner. But normally, in general, if I want to see, now I'm seeing the monitor, so it is actually in normal conditions, the ciliary muscles relax and the lens becomes thinner. But when we see objects which are close by, little away from 6 meters, it becomes little away. I'm not saying far off, little away. It is curved like this. But when we are seeing distant object, more than 10 or 15 feet, it becomes thinner. Okay. This is what is accommodation of the lens to see things clearly. Right. What is dark adaptation and light adaptation? So now the best example we can take is theater. So when we go to a theater during the morning show or afternoon show, it is very bright outside and we enter the room, theater, which is little dark. So what is happening from a bright region where our cones are very active, we go to a dark region where cones cannot work, but the rods have to get degenerated. That type of accommodation, that type of changing the lens condition or rods and cones condition is called as dark adaptation. So more than the lens work here, the rods and cones are getting adjusted. So when I'm going to from a dark room to a light room, well lit room, it is the other way. So when I'm going to a theater from very bright region to a dark region, my cones get deactivated and my rods have to become activated. They have to get activated. So what happens? As I said, the iris is taking care of the pupil. So when I'm seeing bright objects, the iris is like this, allowing less light to go into the pupil. So pupil is very small in bright light. But when I enter the dark room, my iris muscles come, they expand, the pupil widens, allow more light to go. Okay, this work is done because we are entering a dark room. So how to see? The rods are helping to see. So after the movie, we are coming out. When we come out, we are coming from a dark room to a very bright place. That time, the pupil, which was broad, okay, becomes narrow. In the sense, the muscles of the iris, they contract, reduce the size of the pupil. Immediately, we do this way because we are not able to face the bright light. That is known as light adaptation. In this case, what is happening? The cones have to get activated, the rods will get bleached. This is what is light adaptation and dark adaptation. Now, how is the light moving? What is the passage of light, children? So if I have an object here, this is the object, this is the eyeball, okay? What is the passage of this light? How was it reaching retina? What is the passage through which the light is traveling? This is the first layer which is running outside. What is this layer? Conjunctiva. Okay. Then we have cornea. After cornea, we have aqueous chamber. After aqueous chamber, we have lens. After lens, we have vitreous chamber. And after vitreous is the retina. So this is a passage of the light that is reaching the retina. How does it go? First, conjunctiva, cornea, aqueous chamber, lens, vitreous chamber, retina. How is the image formed in retina? On retina, the image is formed upside down, inverted, real inverted. This optic nerve takes a message to the brain and sends back the message. We are able to see the real upright image. Okay, this is how we are able to see things, right, children? Now we go to the next part of the lesson, defects of eye. So we have different defects: myopia, hyperopia, astigmatism, presbyopia, squint, night blindness, color blindness. It goes, okay. So we start with myopia. Myopia or nearsightedness. Okay. What happens in myopia? Okay, this is eyeball. Fine. This is cornea and this is lens. Right? The object is here. The image should form on the retina. We all know that. Okay? This is normal. In normal condition, the image should be formed on retina. This is retina. In myopia, what happens? Two things are to be corrected, out of which one can be corrected, one cannot be corrected. Okay, what is that? In myopia, the eyeball lengthens from front to back. From front to back, the eyeball lengthens. So how is it lengthening? It is lengthening from front to back. So the eyeball has become like this. What happens here? The shape of the eyeball is like this. Okay. Where is the image? The image is formed here. But in case of myopia, where is the retina? Retina is here. So the image is formed before reaching retina. Okay. And because of this lengthening, the lens becomes more curved. Okay. These are the two reasons for myopia. One, the lengthening of eyeball from front to back. Two, the lens becomes too curved or too bulgy. So the image is formed before reaching retina. This is retina. Before reaching retina, the image is formed. So it is not a clear image. How to correct it? It can be corrected by using a biconcave lens. If we place a biconcave lens, if that person wears biconcave lens, the image will be correctly forming on retina. Okay. So in your question paper, you will be given a diagram like this. You will be given a diagram like this, and you will be told to identify the defect. So seeing the location of the image here, you have to guess the images before reaching retina. So it is myopia. You understand, children? Then you have to rectify by using the biconcave lens, right? That is myopia. The next one is hyperopia or farsightedness. That's also the same. So if this is the eyeball, this is the lens. So different types of diagrams can be drawn. This is the object. The image is formed on the retina. This is normal condition. But in case of hyperopia, what happens? The eyeball shortens. So it is shortening. When it shortens, it becomes like this. Okay? It is shortening from front to back. In myopia, it was lengthening from front to back. In hyperopia, it is shortening. So when it shortens, what happens? What happens? The eyeball is like this. Where is the image formed? Here is the retina for that person, hyperopic person. The image is formed after retina. Okay, so it is not clear. Wherever image is not formed on retina, image is not clear. So in this case, image is formed after retina. And the lens, because it is elongating like this, the lens becomes thinner. Okay, it becomes thinner, flatter. How to correct it? It can be corrected by using a biconvex lens. Biconvex lens. So if we place a biconvex lens, the image will correctly be formed on the retina. Okay, this is hyperopia. Right, children? Similarly, for exam, you'll be asked, you'll be given a diagram like this. Like this, you'll be told to identify the defect. You have to identify based on the image location. Right? That's what hyperopia or farsightedness. Then is the third one, astigmatism. 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 Okay. Now, in this case, I'm drawing a flower here. we all are able to see the flower completely. The flower with 5 petals, right? For an astigmatic patient, the image is not visible completely. In the sense, part of the image is blurred, part is clear. So what happens? He is not able to see some part of the image. He is able to see this part only, he or she, whoever it is. He is not able to see the rest of the object properly. Why is it happening? It is happening due to uneven curvature of cornea. Due to uneven curvature of cornea, the person is not able to see the object clearly. How to correct it? This can be corrected by using a cylindrical lens. Right, children? Next, presbyopia. Presbyopia is nothing but it is hyperopia in old people due to constant use of eye lens. I'm not talking about contact lens, children. Each time we say lens, it is the lens which is inside the eyeball. So due to old people usually have this presbyopia due to constant use of lens for years, wearing and tearing process, presbyopia comes. And of course, what is the rectification method here? By convex lens, same thing, right? Next we go to night blindness. Color blindness. Squint. All these we will discuss in the next recording. Till then,